Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Huh? Yo. Yo. Man, I said to me, man. Yo. Yo. We going on? Partner, talk to me now. Fuck, boy. Yo, tell me what happened here. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. You hear me? Check, 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 check. Microphone check, 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 check. What's up, bro? Good? Bless. Respect. Yeah, man. We are there for the week. We got.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Check. Now who that, Christy? Christy that? Christy whenever one day do Rasta. Tell him better know where we have to determine, where we have to try to determine that the latency, we have to tell Harlan Koyan 1 second. Tell Harlan Koyan 2nd, aye. Yo, tell Harlan check me, man. Don't tell me nothing about good. I tell the man come check me, man. Where we have to determine that where the latency. We have to determine what the latency is, meaning there's like about 15 seconds delay. That we have to determine what it is, bro. We have to know exactly what it is so that they know that when I start talk, when you tell me go ahead, they have to know that my audio and video and reach the 15 seconds that when they put it up, or else they want got me on the scene, they do this for 15 or 20 seconds. So they have to know that when you say go, count down 15 seconds and kick me up. They know that when I come in. They have to anticipate that. And you have to focus me up because the camera got it the 4.2 aperture, so it's kind of sharp. So you have to make sure that he focus on me, you know. Boy, he chillish, brother.
Hello. Yes. Did it get too hot?
That what he say? What he say? Christy, whenever I want there with me, boy, make you know how nice was, sir. No. No.
Well, that done gone now.
Better send for we banana cake and all that for we thing we come this morning. Please put it on the plane and we are send somebody go pick it up. Harlan, please make you know with the audio straight. My boy gonna check in it. So we level? Are we level? Boom. Yeah, try put them down towards me though, because I don't think I got enough lighting.
That okay? More.
Huh?
Okay? This okay? Light.
So when they start to play the song,
How we are monitoring? My phone no carry.
when they start to play a song, when they hear me, then they put me up. So JC and Christian have to know that 15 seconds after I begin, not that when they want to hear me. I think we're on channel 53.
Huh?
We're on channel 53. Yeah. So maybe we could go put on the TV, put on it, make my boy put on the TV there, we're on channel 53. We know part for we monitor there, we know possible for we get one. No man, the man said take off the phone.
I don't take it off, but
You take off the phone, left it like that, hold that there over there. Oh, my mic not the hand, man. That's the one not the hear no audio, man. My mic not the hand. Yeah, 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 yeah. We got latency about 15 seconds, Marco. Yeah, so that when I start, about 15 seconds, right? You don't get my audio yet? But for my you stream video, for my cell phone audio and video they come in at the same time. He need remote control. Why he need remote control? That's some bullshit, man. How here? Yo, tell Harlan report. We got 2 minutes. Yes, I. All right. Acha, why you the remote control? The man is saying not again no audio.
That's why I had to check the thing fire to make sure the audio comes through.
So how then they get it feed, Aya?
Then they get it feed that city. I had to watch the computer that city to make sure the feed connected. I know they said nothing from you.
So what are the issue with the audio then?
That's the way I had to check in there.
If I got the audio upon you, I got the audio upon my phone, I could show you right now, partner.
I got to check inside why they not get the audio in there. Because we checked the audio in there just now. Now all of a sudden they not get it. I know. The YouTube got the audio.
If I got the audio upon you, I got the audio upon my phone, I could show you right now, partner. Fuck, man.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, Christy. Please inform JC that he needs to start the team song.
All right, one moment. No. Akal bakit no more?
Morning. Hello, Marco. The audio there on my YouTube feed, I can't understand why you all know and get the audio in a studio. Alright, alright then. With Marco, in fact I want to call JC myself. Respect. Yeah, JC, morning, it's a mode. So we're gonna latency for your transmission from we got about 15 seconds. So then guys want to anticipate when I start and kick me in, so you won't have to like once they kick me up, then you have to kick me up kinda like simultaneously, right? We can't really do no song this morning because the latency just bug that up on you bit, see? Alright, cool, this way. Yo, tell him man that show time, man. Russ, tell him man that show time, man. There is no countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Good morning, Belize. Welcome to the Tuesday morning edition of the WUB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Today, Tuesday, the 13th of March, 2018. And wherever you are, we hope that your Tuesday morning is getting off to a beautiful start. And this morning, guess what? You're trying to figure out exactly where we are. Well, it's Reef Week 2018. And as we are, a tradition, whenever Reef Week comes, we have to do all this hard work of moving out of the studio, all this complication, it's really stressful, and they actually force us to have to be on the water side in these exotic places. It's so hard on us, but we are good soldiers and we understand that we must carry on the struggle. And I say all of that to say that we are in beautiful Dangriga. To start Reef Week 2018, we are going to be commemorating, along with the entire Reef Week committee, a week of activities. And of course, our broadcast is going to be Labobea style in Griga Dang. We are located in front of Tuwani Garifuna Resort here in Griga, and Griga Culture Capital. And we'll be here from now until Friday. And as you know, Reef Week, we spend a lot of time talking about issues related to the reef and marine resources, and so that's going to be dominating our conversation this week. But we still find time to try to accommodate as best we can all our callers. It is Tuesday morning, coming off a 3-day weekend, and it's time for us to strike up the preliminary package of the WB. Of course, I'm your host, Moside, and we want to welcome everybody, all our listeners, all our viewers. And I hope you can tolerate the fact that we have waves lapping on the beach. I hope that kind of primes you for the Easter break, which is a couple of weeks around the corner. We want to welcome listeners, we want to welcome viewers, we want to welcome everybody online, those getting us via simulcast coverage. And as you know, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring you the weather forecast. And according to the National Meteorological Service, a cold front is affecting the country. The 24-hour forecast is for mostly cloudy, few showers or periods of rain, especially over the southern coast this morning, spreading to most areas this afternoon, then mainly over southern and coastal areas tonight and tomorrow morning. Winds will be northerly to northeasterly at 5 to 15 knots with choppy to moderate seas. Looking at temperatures, highs today along the coast of 82 degrees Fahrenheit and 28 degrees Celsius, with overnight low of 72 degrees Fahrenheit or 22 degrees Celsius. Inland, a high of 86 degrees Fahrenheit or 30 degrees Celsius today, with overnight low of 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 20 degrees Celsius. The outlooks, few showers, periods of light rain, and possible isolated thunderstorms will continue to affect the south and coast Wednesday, then mainly southern areas Wednesday night. Looking at the tide readings, a high tide today at 8:34 this morning is going to be followed by a low tide at 1:37 this afternoon. A high reoccurs at 7:34 tonight, and then a low tide tomorrow at 2:40 in the AM. That is your general weather forecast. And now, Belize, we've got your morning news update. A missing teenager was found dead in San Jose Palmar Village, Orange Walk District, having apparently been hanged. Around 8:45 Monday morning, police visited San Jose Palmar Village, where in some bushes they observed the body of 15-year-old Angel Gabriel Cisneros hanging from a tree branch with a nylon strap tied around the neck. The body was in a state of decomposition. Cisneros was a shop attendant of San Pedro Town. On March 3rd, he left his sister's house on the island to an unknown destination and had not been seen or heard from since. A post-mortem examination certified the cause of death to be mechanical asphyxiation consistent with hanging. Police investigations continue. On Monday morning, there was a scare in a northside neighborhood when what appeared to be a grenade was found on Castle Street in Belize City. The Belize Defense Force experts were called in and they declared it to be a plastic toy. In some very tragic news, 16-year-old Oluru Kemi Miracle Oho is dead after being removed from the pool at the Pickwick Club, apparently unconscious on Saturday afternoon. Oho was attending a pool party at the private club and was seen going into the pool was not found until later. Justin Usher, who was in the area at the time, assisted during the ordeal, as he explained. According to Usher, before Oho was taken to the hospital, she appeared to have a pulse, though still unconscious. Oho passed on about an hour and a half later. Police are investigating. A candlelight vigil took place in her honor Sunday evening at Palote High School. In Corazol, police seek one person after 41-year-old Mark Anthony Clark, a Belizean laborer of Santa Elena Road, Corazol Town, was found dead of multiple stab wounds to his abdomen. His body was discovered near a road leading to the district slaughterhouse in Corazol on Saturday afternoon. Police continue their investigations. 3 members of a Belize family were shot, one fatally on Friday night. Sanitation worker Bernadine Lariano, her son Denzel, and daughter Bernadine were all at home on Oliveira Street when an unknown man ran inside the yard and fired several shots. 52-year-old City Council employee Bernadine Lariano sustained multiple injuries and died in treatment while her children remain in stable condition. Police investigations continue. 2 hours earlier, there was a gun attack on a father and daughter on South Creek. 32-year-old Jose Carlos Reyes was driving on Dolphin Street and in turning into South Creek, his Geo Prism car experienced mechanical problems. Reyes exited the car and was standing by the rear passenger door when a single man fired twice at him, hitting the right foot. Reyes is stable as police investigations continue. Residents of the villages of Hopkins and Sarawi in the Stanquick district have been having water issues for some time now. Their representative, Bodwell Ferguson of Stanquick West, had brought up the issue during Friday's House meeting in Belmopan. In the case of Sarawi, Minister of Rural Development Hugo Pat said the current well production is poor, and so the village, which is a few miles out of Tangriga, will be connected to the BWS grid. Stanquick's West Bodwell Ferguson during Friday's House meeting had also intended to bring up the issue of Kirk Lam and his contracting with the Southside Poverty Alleviation Project. As you may recall, Lam says he had never built a house in his life, and up to $200,000 of monies he was paid for contracts with the Ministry of Works ended up going, he said, to Minister Anthony Boots Martinez. Ferguson had given notice to the Minister of Works when a Montero of questions pertaining to the contracts and other requirements for Lam to operate, but the minister was not there to answer them. Prime Minister Dinbar was forced to explain why. Martinez denies receiving any money from Lam, who he terminated for stealing a burglar bar from the Women's Department office on the George Price Highway last October. And that brings us to the end of the morning news update here inside the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We're going to take a small break and then we're going to come back to crank up the conversation. Yeah, so just make sure that they're clear. Just make sure that they're clear. Is we good? Is Chrissy?
What you always look at that?
We're good? No, I'm asking if we if there can I proceed?
Right now, I put you outside down over here. I'll finish it up.
Can I proceed?
Right now, I'll check out this. Don't tell me that. Ads.
So if we could go, I mean,
Ads, you ready? Alright.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, and indeed, this is where we say also good morning and welcome to Reef Week 2018. WUB has participated in this event from its inception. We are very honored and we're very proud of being a part of this tradition. It's still in its early stages, in fact, 5 years deep, and going strong and going stronger. And we get the extremely blessed opportunity to visit coastal communities who are very intertwined with our marine resources, and so it is with great pleasure that we begin the week, and we begin Reef Week for that matter, in Grigadang. Lovely. We got here yesterday and we have kicked off this morning. The team has been putting together the mechanical structures to make sure that we can be seen and heard, and we hope it's going well. You know, when we have in these remote situations, we don't have all the benefits of and all the luxury of our 3 phone lines. So in fact, what has to happen, you have to call a cell phone, and then I will use the speaker phone on the cell phone if we can get you on. So you have to call 610-4770. So the number to call is 610-4770 if you want to get on. And the first segment of our show is to try to get you on. Now, we want to remind you that you have to listen to us on the phone, because if you don't, there'll be too much of a delay and we won't be able to hear the conversation. So once you decide to call, you have to talk to us through the phone. Don't try to listen to us through the radio. Don't try to listen to us through the television. Don't try to listen to us via the internet. You have to listen to us through the phone, because there's a delay of about 15 seconds. That's the way it goes. It's a remote broadcast, and so there are certain limitations, and we have to kind of like figure out how to get around them. So if you want to talk to me, you got to do it on the phone, and it has to be that direct one-on-one via the phone. Number to call 610-4770 if you want to talk to us this morning. We also want to tell you that we've got different guests coming by. Did I agree, God? What do you think going on? We got people where we want to talk to, and we're a part of Reef Week. Of course, for those who don't know, Reef Week team is our Reef Rocks. Protect it, don't neglect it. So by Friday, that is going to be something that you will have no problem saying, right? Because we're going to be hammering it into your head that our Reef Rocks, protect it, don't neglect it. And the sun is rising on us here in Grigadang. Again, we are we're in the beach out in front of Tuani Garifuna Resort, which means Garifuna Soul. Tuani means soul. And we'll be, of course, featuring our partner. They have a partner in our broadcast, so we'll be talking about them later on in the week. and giving you a bit of that vibe. And it was, when we get up this morning, what actually happened was that we say, oh, how could this be? That we looking forward to being outside and being a part of Week for weeks. And the first morning, the weather changed, cold front. you got the rain, you got the night, the blow. It's like, what happened? That March supposed to be on the southeast, supposed to be nice and easy and warm, but it wasn't that warm this morning when we get up. It's good enough though. We don't really want to we don't make no complaints. We don't got rain right now. That's good, and that's the way we're going to strike up. Week. I can't tell you the time because of the delay. So no have to look pound who want to watch this morning. Look pound who want to watch. I can't help you for the rest of the week. Of course, you know that it doesn't mean because we're celebrating Week that we won't touch on topics that we always touch on. It's still WB, so we still have a responsibility to represent that and defend that. And so, again, if you are listening or watching and you want to participate early out before our guests begin to come, our advice to you is to link with us via our cell number that we have here. We cannot accommodate you via our studio numbers. So, and again, we emphasize and we double down on the fact that if you're going to call, you have to link with us via our, you have to talk to us and listen to us through the phone. You can't listen on the radio, you can't listen on the TV, you can't listen on your computer once it is you're going to be on the phone. Again, let me just repeat the number if you want to call in, 610-4770, and be the first person to say good morning to Ifangwiga. That's supposed to, you know, don't make we feel lonely that we are with a culture capital, with a part of vibes there. And we're very excited about that. So we want to see who want to be the first person for link with Packcliff. Because I don't know, you know, huh? All right. Good morning.
Good morning. I need to officially welcome you to beautiful Dangriga. Hey!
Yo, you changed phone number for me.
Yeah,
And you didn't even text me or send me a little message because I try to reach you last night.
Oh,
But I did try to reach you up on your whole number.
621, he did charging this morning, dead.
So because we want to make you understand that if you don't want for we friendship shipwreck, if you don't want for we shipwreck, if you don't want for we friendship come to an abrupt conclusion, you can't make out the WB the whole week for Angriga. You understand? You see we party, you know. La Rubeya, you know. So I just give you adequate warning that you have till Friday morning.
Can't promise you.
You listen to me. You have to tell your employer what's at stake. And if your employer got any compassion, if your employer got any empathy, he want to say you have to go.
You have to go.
You feel me?
I feel
If your employer that want stiff neck. Yes. So I just put it out there, Miss Gwen. This leave one call you nice. Nice. I appreciate it. I never expect it. Because when I see the number, I said, who this? But you're not good enough.
You're not good enough.
Yes. I know they ask you. I know they ask you if you bubble nothing for we. Because we covered and I don't want to go down that adventure day.
Listen to me. You know the right spot them ladies in the kitchen there. I mean, I can't touch them, man. I tell you.
Make I explain to you something, Miss
I
Gwen.
can't touch them.
Miss Gwen,
Uh-huh.
they don't win already. They don't win already.
Love that one. A lot of love.
They don't win already. Don't win. One steam snapper with
This morning?
last night when we come in one steam snapper. Long with a leave veggie. I want to leave 30 here.
Wow, homemade.
You know they are with beans. Hey man. Long with I need carrots and carrots and ginger juice. So you know how to tell me about it. The thing did it. He did it. So I explain to you, you don't have to bring nothing except yourself. You get
breakfast this morning.
huh? That a later man. This morning that we get up in a inclement conditions to make sure that the show could happen, you know?
Happen, that show.
Yes. Yes.
So happy refrigerate, happy refrigerate.
Yeah man, and I'm glad you called, you know, because we're really excited about that at Griga. Could you believe I've never done WB from Griga?
So true, yeah, we were there Hopkins.
I did a Hopkins,
yeah.
they're all over, but
All over,
I feel, and you know that a long time since I come to Griga, you know, Miss Gwen. So,
True that.
so I really excited about that for the rest of the week.
I hope you go find the farmer.
Well,
Hope you don't find the farmer.
well, the farmer, you know, the thing, we hope that the farm still exists. Wait, but Miss Gwen, man, do your best, man.
Yeah, do my best.
Do my best. Do my best. Because I don't explain to Major Swazo fan last night. I said, Major, I want you to understand, I don't know whether the nice restrictions then got you under, but we don't want left on your Friday without getting drumming. So, that only you want to go on the, you know, thing could go south, real south fast. Just to make you know.
Yeah.
I know you
go
feel like I single you out for the kind of, you know, pressure. Other people under pressure too. Yeah man, but you know the big week fair one, they write that Griga Friday, so we want Griga listeners they know. I live Benny Park, that the thing on bounce up Friday, so all the different organizations were in the park and you know, big vibe.
Okay.
So what has happened different this year is that every week park cream go to the week fair one day, so so the week fair one day right that Griga fair all the students come out during the day and you know.
Yeah, that sounds good. That's so exciting, man.
That's why you have to, maybe we have to do, that put it to your people and that the work you want to come do ya. One bit of outreach.
No, worry, I got a lot of hours there to claim.
You better believe it.
Yeah, start out something, no worry.
Sort out the thing. But hey, it's nice for you and you know, looking forward for hanging out with you a little bit at Griga.
Yes, I.
Alright.
Enjoy, God bless.
Bless up.
Take care of Richard Watson.
You understand?
No, that is bad. We go say Richard Watson.
Well, the Vichagua nest they're full right now.
Full.
After when they give me last night for eat if I was experiencing a little bit of Vichagua depletion.
You boost it up yesterday.
You watch the thing. You know like sometimes your phone battery is dead but you charge it.
Yes.
Well if my you understand. My Vichagua is you don't know he the home. He the home. So
You must see the smile years to years.
watch in person. Yeah man, he good.
Who else is there with you?
We got the Ras.
What? Hello, Ras.
Ras the right at the Irish self.
He
we,
ate a lice too.
well you know he get the biggest fish last night. You know how he go. You know how he go. Miss Gwen, see you when we see you.
Alright, take care.
Yes. Are you? that of course pleases us greatly, and it's very appropriate that the first caller for welcome me to Guigadang, the one and only, Mrs. Gwen Nunes Gonzalez. It's Reef Week, or Reef Rocks. Protect it, don't neglect it. That is the theme for 2018. Just so that you understand why we are here. It's the first morning, but before we start to bring in our guests, we're still inviting you to call in. Cell phone number is 610-4770. And before we dive right into the theme and that we're celebrating this week, of course, we're open for all topics. So we're inviting you, if there is something that you want to bring up, that you can call in. Of course, we want to remind you that you have to call in and listen to us on your phone. You have to hammer that in, because if you listen to us via your TV or radio, the delay is going to mess you up. So you call, listen to it through the phone. The number to call is 610-4770. All right? Get on live. Be a part of the conversation. Interact, express your views, your thoughts, your concerns. And then what we're going to do, of course, just as if we were in the studio, you know, we have our 2 cents cam, we have our breaks and all of that. But later on, of course, we have guests related to Reef Week. So right now is the time for you to jump into the conversation and link with me, just as Miss Gwen did, welcoming us to Guigadang for Reef Week. Again, the number is 610-4770. So my phone dep on me right here. If you call or when you're ready for call, you do that right there. At this point in time, what we want to do is, of course, we have to just again, you know, look on some of the news where the hit were coming off the weekend, and a lot of it is unpleasant. But right now I have on call for text, so let me do that. Yes, good morning, WB. Good morning, WB. All right, so you can't fake when you call in, you have to come real, right? Get in at the conversation. Don't be intimidated because we're on the water side, you know. We just take the time out. We believe that marine wealth provide us with many things, provide us with a good time. It provides us with something to boast about, a kind of, it shapes a bit of our identity as Belizeans. But it is also the source of survival for many Belizeans. It's the difference between surviving and not surviving. And it's because of this. It is such a national economic factor, and such an economic factor in so many households for so many Belizeans, that we believe that we are obligated to spend some time looking at it, the issues surrounding it, so that while we have this responsibility, you see, to be its caretakers, not just because it's magnificent, not just because it's just breathtaking and amazing, but because it's so connected to us, and so many of us depend on it completely. So its health is of tremendous importance. The challenges that it has are of tremendous importance. And we'll be hearing this conversation from different sides. Yes, we're going to have various conservation organizations, but we're going to have fisher folk come on our show. We're going to have folks in tourism come on our show. We're going to cover the relevance of the reef from all its various angles, because we deem it to be of that importance. And it's not just a matter of what we deem it to be. Statistically, numerically, that truth is abundantly clear. But I have a call WB. Good morning.
Good morning, Moss.
Yes.
Calling with a little bit of bad news this morning.
Okay. Hello?
Yes, you could give over a message because I have a lot of credit. Miss Eva Middleton from Babka
Uh-huh.
is in the hospital. And so we're supposed to have monthly meetings today, but that's not going to happen. Miss Eva has been sleeping since last week, Wednesday, and so she may be in the hospital for quite a while.
Oh my. That's definitely not good news. It's that's a powerhouse woman and a driving force for
Babka.
I am depressed. I hope that she will be okay, and I hope that we all as Belizeans keep her in our hearts, and wishing her a speedy
Definitely.
recovery, you know?
That is exactly what we need to say. Many prayers is all we can do at this point.
All right. I'll be out of town for the week, so I really would want to maybe get an update on her through the week, so
Definitely.
we can know. And please, if you're going to visit her, tell her that we send all our love. Okay?
Okay, and additionally, Moss,
Yes.
we want to send condolences out to the Lariana family. Both Bernadine and Denzel are members of BAPTA, and so it's a great loss also and tragedy for us in both directions this week. And so even though we're not going to be having monthly meetings today, we ask people to come out and support the Lariano and the Middleton family in this time, no?
Yes. Definitely a very tragic over weekend story. We've had so many of these over the years, so many of these just lately. And to imagine an entire family attacked, shot,
This one concludes the home.
it's rough.
Yes,
And
it is.
extremely rough. We definitely join you in sending out condolences, and to the family we hope that they have the strength to carry this tremendous burden of loss. You know, we can have our feelings of support, but only those who feel it really know what it is
Correct.
to lose
That
a
is
loved
true.
one so suddenly, you know. But the
Well, we're
best
sending them positive energies and sympathies to understanding from on behalf of BAPTA, the board, and the members.
all right, ma'am.
Okay, thanks very much, Moss.
All right, respect. Again, this is the Tuesday morning edition of the WB Wake Up Belize morning vibes. It is Reef Week 2018, and I don't know. I hope that I don't go to break without hearing from Mr. Torres. I feel deprived of my colleague, my early bird start the conversation colleague. So somebody please make sure that Mr. Torres know that he can't play around. He have to link. You know, the morning not right. If I don't hear from my brother, the number to call is 610-4770. And in a short while, we will have to go to Two Cents Camp because we have guests coming in. So we want you to take full advantage of the first segment of the show, in which we are kind of open for conversation. So please link if you've got your thoughts, your concerns, your issues, your opinions, your criticisms, your complaints, and we hope that as we're saying that, we also want to invite especially our Griga listeners and viewers for giveaway one morning welcome. You know, Miss Gwen has done it. You know, she has kind of established that and made sure that at least one Griga Elysian give us some love, but that not take the rest of us for the hook. We don't want a morning go too far without hearing from Griga to make sure that Griga got we lock in. We know that we are here available on the cable network. So they should be hearing us in full blast and seeing us in full blast. So let us, WB, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. You have to listen to us through your phone, boss.
Morning.
You have to listen to us through the phone, boss. All right. WB, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Yes, I want to speak to more than yeah.
Yes, you talk to me live, brother.
I talk to you live.
Yes, you're live.
All right, but I just want him speak something about the selection you like. You know, you win. Someone, I want you to put me on the line.
You're live on the air, brother.
All right, but I just want to big up same way to Sir Bernard Wagner. You know, to win this election.
All right, my brother. I want to just remind people that when you're calling, you have to listen to it through the phone. Because if you don't listen to it through the phone, we are going to delay and you can't have one conversation with me. Once you call in, we don't got no receptionist. That's straight to me the call come. So I just handle your call. You don't have to say, I want to get on the air. You just, once I answer, you just go there. So we don't got JC, no the middleman, the calls in this morning because I just how the phones then set up and because of the delay. Once you call away, that's straight fire. 610-4770. We in there. Griga down. Water style, Labubeya style. Tuani Gawifuna Resort. For the rest of the week. Celebrating week, but still, we want to take the calls in when they come. That's how the thing work, right? You know that. We're in conversation, we can take the call. WB, good morning.
Morning, Wal.
Good morning.
Can Carl tell about the slight problem with language,
Huh? You have to listen to it through your phone, ma'am. Good morning, hello.
A pleasant good morning, Mr. Rocker.
Yes, I.
Everything is everything.
Why, well, you see how it go?
Yeah, yellow spot, steam fish, seaside, I know how you go. Rocker,
Yes, I.
I want to take this time out to put in a recycling plug, you know.
Yes, man.
It's at the time of the year when cycling takes center stage, so we have to take with start time, you know.
Yes, man.
I want firstly mention, for all those who don't know, Malas had one serious accident last week, and by the grace of God, he's alright. He's well actually. I think he don't take a new ride already since the accident, no? But I want to mention that one danger today, every day on the road, where riders have to face. That drivers don't respect man on bike. And I'll give the broad truth because unless legislation changes, these drivers, the way how they think won't change either. They act like the cyclists are a hindrance on the road and then they're in the way, when in fact a man on bike is actually a vehicle. So everyday riders face this, but because we don't have no fatalities, or not regularly, you know, George Abraham get knocked down multiple times, John Hansen may get knocked down a couple years ago, Palace get knocked down, and a lot of riders could tell you, or most could tell you, they have had some close call, probably as recent as yesterday, you know. So we want to appeal to the drivers, please, no, not just because cross country they come only this time of the year, because riders up on the road all year round. Just give me free time, make sure the road front is clear before you pass, and blow your hand when you pass and anything, you know. With that said, most I want to say that Sunday past, we had our second annual Ernest Jamin Mount Hope Classic from Blaze City to Mount Hope and back. Start and finish the lessons in Ports, and it was a youngster, virtually unknown to many in the cycling world, named Kian Rabato from West Jack, finishing first place. Second place was Jocelyn Chavaria of Digicel, and third was Brandon Catus, who needs no introduction, riding for the Smart Seaway Western Spirit Cycling Team. So everyone you know say that you're the here, so leading now while here the thing, it gets sticky, you can't just say that one, you got some new name to show up because the week before in the Belmont Contract, Jocelyn Chavaria win that one day. Jocelyn Chavaria Jr. at the Digicel, this silent as such in way. You don't know much about he can, when they said Digicel, they said they will board and they said Lovell. Now look out, because they got one third option, you know. And then got a fourth option when they call Jamin Son to, that still hasn't shown how he wants to show yet. So, I want to mention also that in the weeks leading up to the cross country, which is the end of this month, this Sunday coming, we have the junior version of the cross country. Make them get for their time to shine from Sokot Ferry to Belize City this Sunday. And I believe at the top the money mic can say that Creme want to cover it live, so that's a good thing. The following Sunday, we will be having, which is the 18th, I believe. I'm sorry, the 24th, I believe. We'll be having the women's version of the cross country. And then you see how the thing go. The women them we got for their time to shine. They ride from Sonic Nash to Belize City. And then the end of the month now, Holy Saturday, is the big sing thing, the 90th running, 9-0. The 90th running at the annual Holy Saturday Cross Country Classic. And then I would be remiss not to plug in here that in collaboration with that event, we will be presenting our, I believe this is the 5th or the 6th edition of our weekly series leading up to the cross country. We try build it up, build and hype, build and leave vibes, show some faces, tell about the history. One thing we call cross country watch on Creme Radio and Creme TV Wednesday night at 7:30. So this Wednesday night at 7:30, tune into Creme Radio. If you're close to the TV, put on Creme TV, and we got a nice show set up for myself and Mr. Vincent for me, the host and co-host. To just try and plug it in, you know, I'm just not to leave firewood, you know. I guess that's a part of it and it comes to the territory. So, with that said, I want to give thanks to Creme. I want to tell you a real freak night where shall we be next week or the week before, because this week, you know, we really want to get on the show and explain the upcoming activities for country build up.
But in the past, you have been able to condone. You may condone the Hopkins. I don't know where they tell me about, but I know they say nothing. I know they say nothing. What happened? We not big up Davante upon a big thing, man. That really happened.
Well, I would like to take this opportunity to wish my brethren, Dara Robinson, Mr. and Mrs. Robinson, on jumping the broom. That's how we established it from back here, you know. Jumping the broom on Sunday was a very lovely ceremony, and that is all I will say. Dara, big up to you, you know, long life together, all right? Respect.
Bless.
Yeah.
Bless. That was Kwame Scott, Unity, representing, as always, cycling. It says cycling season at its peak here in Belize, of course. But it's Reef Week, Belize, and that's why we got down. And we're inviting your calls before we go that 2 cents come. We've got couple more minutes, and then after that we're going to have guests. The live straight line, straight on air, 610-4770. You could express your thoughts, views, your concerns, raise your issues. You do it right here, so. Of course, it take one little while to work out everything. You know, it's you know, like a lot of people that try to get in, but I just one cell phone, so you end up. You might hear the phone ring, but you don't get on. We could only take one call at a time. Usually we got 3 lines, and you know, you go there for a hole, but that's not the way the thing is set up right now. Okay. Let's take this call. WB, good morning.
Morning, Mol.
Good morning.
They got a problem that they got with so gangbangal, the youth there, na south side. South side can't go to north side can't go to south side. I don't know really why they use that, but then the parents then have to get up and talk to the kids and tell them that violence not here. Because the only place the kids are end up, the more or jail. So I don't know what really going on with the kids that are Dangriga, because then that's what happening right now at Dangriga. If they have a function, they have something, southside and northside, they beef up Riverside and Lakeland, they beef up. I don't know what kind of thing that, because Dangriga is so small, so that kind of thing there. Then they send threats to the family that if they don't get a big brother, they get a little brother. So I don't know really going to identify with them all. So.
Well, I have always said that it is extraordinary how the Dangriga community has been able to protect itself from that type of negative energy, you know. And when you think about it and you see all the places with all this negative energy there, You always say that yes, while you do have incidents from time to time, that type of mentality has never ever really thrived in Dangiga. And so to hear that on a morning when I come back to Dangiga after a long time, it's definitely disheartening. But I also want to say to Guiga, even if that energy they're there right now like that, it's still at one stage where you could try contain it and you could try stuff it out. Because if you look on it and say, oh, that is only you, the beef, and that, you have to understand that there's a line when you go past it. As we have found out in Belize City, that one of the hardest things for turn off and turn back. Like once we start killing one another, it's hard for we stop. And so at this point, I don't think he reached that level of Guiga. And I think it's important that community leaders, community heads, act in our sense of urgency, act as if those are an emergency situation, and just jump on top of it before it get out of hand. Because you know what they say, prevention better than cure. And we
it's not get out of hand yet, but it's close to getting out of hand.
The community have.
I know where it's asking you about, because then the threaten my picnic, all kind of things. I have to go to Riverside, go tell them if they deal with my picnic, I'll be another story. So it really, really, really out of hand right now. You see the kids that ride out with machetes on the bike and all kind of things.
That's the way it began. That's the way it began in Belize City, you know, ma'am. It used to be a machete thing. It used to be one baseball bat thing. It used to be a hand thing. And then you get to the next level very fast. So I think the community heads, the community leaders, they have to respond with a tremendous sense of urgency, you know.
They're not going to talk about the police there, but most the police there, they're going to Riverside, then go ahead and give them a retrain, buy room for
Listen to me. It's bigger than police. The situation bigger than police. And not police, that the community itself have to get activated. That's why Dangiga has been able to, for so long, keep it away. You know, that not police, that the community itself. So I think you have to rely upon a collectiveness of the community to try hold it down. All right, sister?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, yeah, I guess we want to hear a bit more about our vibes there during the week when we're there. Right now, where we are do, we're going at 2 cents calm with Sister Yaya Marine Coleman. We're going to take the first break. When we come back, we're going to fire. We got guests. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Welcome back to the WB Baker Billy's Morning Vibes. We're celebrating Reef Week 2018. Our reef rocks, protect it, don't neglect it. All week long, we're going to have guests come through. We are not in the studios, as you, I think, is abundantly clear, as you may well see. We're not on Partridge Street. We're not behind the zinc fence. We're at Griga down, really. Yes, we're up on the water side, really. As year to year, we celebrate the reef by visiting one of our coastal communities and celebrating those communities and the relationship that those communities have with our marine wealth, marine jewel. And this morning, we're going to start off Reef Week by talking to representative from Belize Tourism Industry Association, Dangriga branch. We have with us Mr. Colleen Sanchez. She's the secretary of the Griga branch of the BTIA. And so we've got to say good morning and welcome to the WB. Excellent.
Good morning, Griga. Good morning, Belize. I'd first like to give thanks to God for this beautiful morning. Earlier, it looked a little bit iffy with the weather, but the sun is shining. The waves are gently lapping our shore, so I think we're good.
I got up this morning. I got up this morning. I was a bit worried. I said, "Man, come on, man. We get down. We want good weather."
Yes, we send up some prayers, and we're giving thanks to Him now. I'd also like to take the opportunity to thank Oceana and the Reef Week Committee for choosing Dangriga as the host for the Reef Week Fair. And we're looking forward to the activities that are planned, and especially for Reef Week Fair on Friday. That's coming up on Friday, right at our very own Alejo Beni Park in Dangriga.
Now, you are here this morning in the capacity of representing the BTIA. And we always get a sense that there's so much potential for Dangriga when it comes to a visitor experience. That Dangriga is punching way below its weight in vibes and everything that it can offer when it comes to how many people it's attracting. How is that changing?
Well, BTIA is working. What we realized is that we need to work together as a community. I mean, I heard you mention it earlier that Griga is a unique destination where the community can really come together. And for BTI, that's what we have started doing since 2016, collaborating with the various stakeholders, including the Town Council, the National Garifuna Council. We also have Stan Creek House of Culture. We know what can be accomplished by collaborating. So that's the track that we're on at this moment.
And you know it's I guess when we decide we're doing Reef Week in Dangriga, one of the things is not like people come to Dangriga, I think, very often to party. But you know, Griga Dang is a coastal town.
It is.
It's seaside. It's tremendous ambience. It's not too far from the reef, and in fact, that very fact gives it that unique visitor experience. I mean, very few places I can go to where I could have enjoyed fresh steamed fish on my arrival, which, you know, there have been times when, you know, it's okay, what can you do in Griga? Tell us some of the things that you can do in Griga. We know you could party.
Well, we want to move away.
Move.
It's not only partying. Dangriga is not only about partying. It's about enjoying the natural environment. We're actually we're on the southeast coast of Belize. The second largest marine reserve is in our neighborhood. That's the Southwater Key Marine Reserve. We have one of the major atolls right in our neighborhood as well at Clover's Reef. So what we have embarked on since 2017, last year, BTIA had a Stan Creek Tourism Expo in August last year, and we intend to build on that this year. But that's basically providing an opportunity where Belizeans on a whole can know what we have to offer from Griga. basically we are at a hub for experiencing the reef, the rainforest, as well as the culture. So that's what we're building on. You know, for our Dangriga community, a lot of people aren't actually aware of what's out there on the reef. And so it's about education as well. You don't need to fear the water. You can enjoy, you know, tourists come from thousands of miles away to enjoy our reef. They go and snorkel, they go and scuba dive, you know, they come for fishing as well. They're paying thousands of dollars to come and enjoy the reef that we have right in our own neighborhood. You know, it won't cost us that much. So it's about educating our community, especially our young people. Also that there are opportunities, you know, to develop careers in tourism, not only as an employee, but also as a small entrepreneur. So we
Does the
have,
BTI Dangriga branch actively promote this message to Guigalese to say, listen, there's the opportunities out here. We want you to take advantage of it. Are you actively recruiting?
that's what we've started. BTIA Dangriga also has hosted for the fourth a tour guide course. So we're getting because in the past we have had to import guides from other places in the country to be our tour ambassadors. Well, that has changed now. We're developing our cadre of tour guides, so more people are learning about tourism, learning about what is available to do here in Dangriga. We actually are meeting with Beltrade later today to discuss the small business and opportunities, developing small business opportunities here. So it's all work in progress, but we are definitely on the right track.
And we know that Dangriga has a close relationship with the reef from the standpoint that it has a strong tradition of fisher folk. We know that there is a fisher association in Dangriga, but there's also other things that, other economic opportunities that exist, whether it involve maybe becoming a fly fisher, but to get there, there's a training that's required, and there needs to be that that you say that reach out to people to show them, okay, these are the things that we can do to be able to gain a economic livelihood.
Yes, that's why we believe it starts with education.
Mhm.
And we are also liaising with the St. Pete Ecumenical Junior College,
Mhm.
you know, to address just that. First with education, then we have already started the training, and then it's the business opportunities coming up. But on a whole, when it comes to reef, reef week and protecting the reef, actually business stakeholders from Dangriga have been doing that for over 30 years in some cases.
Mhm.
I can think of Southwater Key.
Mhm.
It's the location of two of the premier resorts in this area, Pelican Beach Resort and Blue Marlin Beach Resort, was formerly Blue Marlin Lodge. They have operated on Saltwater Key for over 30 years. And in the case of Pelican Beach, they use solar systems to power their facilities. Blue Marlin uses a combination of solar and fuel energy. But basically, in terms of infrastructure development, it's sustainable. It's all about, I would say for Dangriga, in tourism development has always been sustainable. We are not looking at high rises, it's keeping what we have, building around what we have, not destroying or changing the natural environment. I can also think of the newcomers, Coco Plum Island Resort, that's on Coco Plum Island, and Yokar Resort on Waterfoot Key. These are all islands off the coast of Dangriga, all practicing sustainable tourism.
I was just thinking that those are a part of you call it the Dangriga neighborhood, and they're absolutely beautiful.
They're all Belizean owned.
The but Dangriga itself the very ambience of its coastline is beautiful.
Definitely.
I'm not trying to take away anything from Saltwater Key. That's a
Or the
part,
offshore.
or the offshore islands.
Yes.
But Dangriga itself, just where we are right here, on this is little sandy beach in front of the resort where we are staying, is beautiful. It's not extensively developed,
Yes.
but along the coast of Dangriga, you can see where, if with just a little bit of movement towards making it accommodating for the enjoyment of this ambience, you would see where it would go a long way. Like, because it requires a certain investment the further you go away from shore.
Yes.
But there are things you can do right here on
Well,
shore, which
yes,
you can enjoy.
well, we have started that already as well. There's Wahima Beach, which is more north, near the cemetery.
Okay.
A small, it's a grassroots development for a group of individuals who love Dangriga, love
Yeah.
the community, and it's a rustic beach area, but you're right in front of the sea, and that has opportunity for development along the other the coastline. We're actually on the 15th of March. We'll be doing, BTI will be spearheading a cleanup campaign. Um, we actually lost our beach in front of Alejo Beni Park with all the weather, the weather patterns we've been having recently. But just as of last week, it's coming back. So we're planning a cleanup campaign in
Okay.
preparation for Reef Week Fair. There is also the Barmouth at Wynot Island. So there are places in Dangriga, you could come and enjoy the coastline. It's very relaxing, down to earth in Dangriga. One of the initiatives that is coming up for Easter, and if you get an opportunity to speak with Mr. Herrera, he's the president of the National Garifuna Council.
Yeah.
They're organizing Easter Bash in Dangriga. Not to take away or not to, bash the other destinations, but Easter has become, in our view, it's a big party, lots of drinking, lots of, frolicking. It's not really enjoying the natural environment that we have. So Mr. Herrera, he has the Dangriga Young Footballers Academy,
Yeah.
and as a fundraising event, that's what they're planning, an Easter Bash where they're planning games, family-friendly event,
Yeah.
where you're having an opportunity to come and relax on the beaches in Dangriga. There are canoe races planned, different events coming up. So hopefully you can have an opportunity to discuss that with him during your time here.
Great. You guys will be at the Reef Fair this Friday?
Yes, we are assisting with the logistics.
Okay.
Justine from Oceana, she has been our main contact in getting booths organized, tents and all that. So
You can make sure that all Guigalesians, they know that it's happening on Friday.
Yes, we have put up our banner is already up, and we've had, thanks to Monrad Lambe, he's a young person we're bringing on. What we want to do at BTIA is to develop a youth arm where we're involving the young people, where it's a opportunity for them to be engaged in the tourism industry, but also benefiting from the opportunities that arise. So Lyndon Ciego and Monrad Lambe, those are two young men from the community who have been helping us. Monrad was out and about town delivering the flyers so that people are aware of Reef Week coming up on Friday.
And you can now use us to tell everybody what's happening at Reef Fair on Friday in Guiga that's watching or listening. You could tell them what's happening and why they need to be out there on Friday.
Okay. Well, just before that, I'd just like to let Dangrigans know what is coming up for the rest of this week. On the 14th, there is a Fisher Folk Forum, and that's going to be at the Help Age Building in Dangriga from 2 to 4:30 p.m. That's organized by Belize Fisheries, Sea, Tide, and the European Union, as well as the Belize Audubon Society. It's open to all fisher folks, tour guides, tour operators, and anyone else who works within the the Area 3 General Use Zone of the Saltwater Key Marine Reserve. So that's from 2 until 4:30 on tomorrow, March 14th. Then on Thursday, it's the Lionfish Derby Tournament. Well, lionfish is a huge threat for our marine life, our reef, and so we need to do whatever we can to, to minimize their presence.
Where is the derby going to be happening?
The derby is within the Saltwater Key Marine Reserve. It's from 6:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. where the fisher folks are going out to catch as much lionfish as they can. And when they return, they'll be coming back to Island Bar. That's right there at the bar mouth. And where they'll be doing the weighing and counting and all that. And so if you didn't get to register, and it's free registration, if you don't get to register tomorrow, you can come out at 6 a.m. on Thursday morning to register, and the tournament starts at 6:30 and ends at 3. And there are great prizes, fishing equipment and accessories, so for those small fisher folks, it's going to be worth your while to participate in this event. And then we're also doing the beach cleanup campaign at Alejo Bene Park on Thursday. Now Friday, March 16th, that's Reef Week Fair. That's the culmination of all the events that have been happening around the country since the 9th of March. There will be over 35 NGO organizations who are coming to Dangriga to showcase what they're doing to protect the reef. And we also have other stakeholders who are participating as well. There will be food, games, entertainment for kids. We have also been telling the schools, and it's going to be a very educational experience. So the primary schools and the high schools, they have all been informed of this event, and they're coming out as well.
All right, great. And I guess just to kind of summarize and to punch home the points that are critical to highlight as we celebrate Reef Week. Riga, of course, as you've mentioned, have a very proud history of having a consciousness of protecting the reef as it develops, having a sense of having a great relationship with the reef. What does Reef Week mean to Dangriga? Just a summary of some of the same things you've been saying since you got on.
Well, for Dangriga, I would say for the most part we're still in the educational phase. So this is actually will be a great starting point to educate the community about the reef. And that's why we're encouraging not only the schools but also the community at large to come out on Friday and learn, what the reef is all about. They hear us talking about it, but for on Friday they will actually get to hear more, and so this is the start of educating our community about the reef.
Well, Mr. I just want to thank you for coming by, representing BTIA. We are very confident that we are going to have a very high time here in Griga.
Well, it's always we gotta love, right?
You best believe. So we are fine with we, and if there's anything you want to steer with towards, we are very flexible.
Well,
so feel free to put a little suggestion to your agenda, your itinerary.
We'll definitely work on that as soon as I get back to the office. If you'll allow me, can I just mention the
I don't want to stop you.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thanks again to BTIA and Oceana for choosing Dangriga for Reef Week Fair. Our sponsors are Smart, the official partner of Reef Week, Mahogany Bay Village, that's in San Pedro and Bergris, another official partner of Reef Week. We have McNabb Designs, Atlantic Bank, Tropic Air, the Belize Tourism Board, BTL, RF&G, Chukka Caribbean, Bowen & Bowen, Unicomer Belize, Eco-Friendly Solutions Limited, Grace Kennedy Belize, Ninja Mac Rental Services, our very own event service provider, Ninja Mac. He has been assisting with the tents for the fair and also putting up the banner for us, as well as Port of Belize Limited. I also want to thank Monrad and Lyndon for assisting in putting up the banners and flyers and also Chad Usher Jr., who will be assisting with the booth layout. Um, Thanks to all our BTI members for your supporting us in this initiative, and we look forward to seeing you at Reef Week Fair on Friday.
Thanks for coming by. All the best. Enjoy
Thank
Reef
you.
Week.
Thank
Reef
you.
Rocks, protect it, don't neglect it. It's the Reef Week 2018 celebration. And of course, Cremade and Creme TV are very proud and pleased to be a part of it, for they're right now in the middle of it. And you know what? This is just the start. This is just the first morning for us. And of course, first morning involves working out all the different little bumps in the road. But we'll be here until Friday, of course, and throughout the week we'll be getting our guests on board. You'll be hearing from them. What we will do now is to take a small break. We're going to come back. And of course, we want to hear from you. That's the whole thing. That's WB. We hear from people. So link. We take a break. We'll be back.
can't remember where you know me from? I don't know neither. I grew up in Belize City. Palacio. No. Hello. Hello. All right. Hello. Tamba, let make no face back there, no. Tamba, let make no face back there. He disgusting, you know. Hope it look decent, you know. Pitch. Uh-huh. What? I feel the love, mate. I feel the love. I feel the love. Huh? Uh-huh. I want to feel the love.
I don't want nobody catch feelings. Like how I catch feelings can and give it a big snapper to Rasta last night, but I don't want to repeat of that. When I young man telling me a guy like measuring scale, I measure everything.
All right, Mose, we have two options. We either go tomorrow or Thursday.
Sound good. Both of them.
No, man. I was, no, man. Ooh, no, 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 no.
What happened?
That man might arrest you right there.
What happened?
I don't want to do that
What
too.
did you say?
If you're going fishing. No, you're not laughing, bird. I want to call. Oh,
Hold on, hold on. We're in the Palacio Morgan.
yes, sir. She's very nervous, Mose.
Don't you worry, my dear. You're in a good hands. You're there with those vibes right now. You have to look on it like it's just like we right now and leave bar to chill out and seaside and everything is everything. No worry about no camera. Nobody to watch you, nobody to hear you. Just keep that way there. Alright?
Don't tell everybody in the
That's what we gonna do.
Pull a big pals to watch fit.
That got on nervous. You see
Yeah,
how
right.
the thing come out.
Alright. Yeah. Okay, I'll make you confirm later. Get them worried about.
What no gonna do? What no gonna do?
You got big.
We gonna burn up him out. Anything you wanna watch me soon, do boy? Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. So I need to count down. I'll only forget your name. Pet, Petrona Hoy. Hoy. Toy. Koi. Petrona Koi. You are the director, finance manager. All right, Waka, get yourself together. Finance manager, executive director. Southern Environmental Association. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We're live the Gadang. That is a great way to start the work week, my friends. That is all you need to say. WB is outside of the studio, but not without a purpose. It's not just frolicking and having fun in the sun. Our purpose is to give respect, tribute, to celebrate the reef, to look at the challenges of the reef, and we do it because the reef means so much to so many of us. And choosing Wigadang, well, that was easy to do. It's coastal, the reef is in its backyard, our front yard, and we gotta love. So we don't need any more explanation on that. And then, of course, we're in the south, and we're very pleased this morning that we are joined by representatives of the Southern Environmental Association. We have with us Executive Director, Mrs. Irene Palacio Morgan, and Finance Manager, Ms. Petrona Coy. And we want to say welcome to them both. It's great having them right just up on the water side in a beautiful Dangriga.
Thank you so much for having us, Mose. Thank you for welcoming us, and it's absolutely beautiful this morning. You picked the perfect location right by the seaside.
Thank you.
I'm feeling the love, I'm feeling the sea love.
Thank you.
And the reef love this morning.
Thank you. The reef rocks, protect it, don't neglect it, they say. That's the team, right?
That is the team.
And as a part of celebrating Reef Week 2018, it's great to have you. You guys have actually stationed in Placentia.
Right, not too far from here.
Right down the corridor.
Right on
there.
another piece of beach.
Yeah, right down the stretch there. But tell us a bit about what C does.
All right, so Southern Environmental Association is a community-based non-governmental organization that does co-management of two of the marine protected areas right off the coast of Placencia. So the names of the protected areas are Glanspit Silkies Marine Reserve, that we co-manage with the Fisheries Department, and Laughing Bird Key National Park, which is a complete no-take zone, very close to Placencia, that we co-manage along with the Forest Department. So we have a staff of about 15 persons. We are managed by a board of directors of 8, and our work is completely conservation-based.
All right. Tell us a bit about what you'll be doing for Reef Week 2018.
Absolutely. Reef Week for us started on Friday, the 9th of March. We had conservation presentations in one of our stakeholder communities of Independence, where we had a fisherman come out to primary school students and talk about fishing experience. And then we also did reef conservation, you know, to the kids. Then on Saturday, we had the Laughing Bird Key cleanup. We had quite a number of volunteers out at Laughing Bird Key. We picked up close to 58 bags of garbage off the key, and they also were treated to reef conservation presentations. And then Sunday night, so we're still into Reef Week. We have quite a few activities.
Do it.
Sunday night we had a movie night in Independence Village. Today we're with you, Mose. Of course, this is the highlight of the week.
Hey.
Tomorrow we have Managed Access Forum here in Dangriga, and also in Hopkins and Dangriga we have education, fisherman experience sharing, and reef conservation presentation.
Did I discern a little change in your energy when you mentioned that Managed Access Forum? Is the Managed Access rolled out last year?
The Managed Access did roll out last year, and actually right in front of us here, stemming all the way from North Dangriga all the way down to Placencia, this is Managed Access Area 3. It's a very large area, and it has 3 protected areas in it. Laughing Bird Key National Park, Gladspit Silk Keys Marine Reserve, and Saltwater Key Marine Reserve. So C, along with the Fisheries Department, is working on rolling out in terms of education and outreach and enforcement and so on for the Area 3 managed access.
And nobody comes on my show and stay quiet the entire while. I don't call no names. I don't call no names at all. I just make that policy statement. Hi, Patrona, how are you doing?
Hi, Mr. Mose. I'm good.
Tell us
A
about-
bit nervous,
Yeah,
but
but
yeah.
that's no problem. No problem at all. You wouldn't be human if you were not nervous. I get a little nervous sometimes. But
So my role with the Southern Environmental Association, as mentioned before, I am the finance manager.
very important role.
Yeah, a big role, I must say. Yeah, so we deal with the finances. As Ms. Arani mentioned, Southern Environmental Association is a conservation organization. So most of our finance comes from grants. We have to be writing grants so that we can get those money going for the different activities such as Reef Week. Also, we collect from the both protected areas, Laughing Bird Key and Gladden Split. We have a park fee that is charged to tourists, and that money is then used back into the protection, into the parks. We put that money back, and so that is our main source of income, both grants and the park fees that we use.
Now, I've been hearing that back to the managed access for a moment. You have a huge area. As Petrona mentioned, it's a challenge getting the financial support to make sure that C remains effective. But you are limited by how much support you have.
Absolutely.
It's a huge area to cover. And my understanding is that even from a standpoint of the combination of public management and the NGO, enforcing managed access has been very, very challenging. That's what I'm hearing, that theoretically managed access looks good, but it's only as good as the capacity for enforcement. Because then, you know, people are going to cry foul very quickly and abandon any commitment to the rules. What has been the experience of C when it comes to managing this area for managed access, or at least being a partner in that?
For C, our fishers, our traditional fishers from Placentia, Hopkins, Samebite, Independence, and so on, actually feel a connection to the sea. They know the marine resources is their bread and butter. So convincing them to protect it is not a problem. It's the enforcement of the rules across the board. Area 3 has just over 1,000 fishers registered in the area. So ensuring that we have enforcement across the board from Danriga down to Placentia is very much a challenge because it's open water. You can't see everybody and you can't do everything all at once. However, we have gotten funding through an European Union project with partners of the Belize Fisheries Department, Tide, Belize Audubon, and Sea that has afforded us the opportunity to be able to do enforcement of fisheries laws, manage access regulations, as well as education and outreach to all the fishers, the community stakeholders, as well as the science behind it, because we have to make sure that we keep informed with numbers, with data, to be able to make management decisions. So through that grant, we've been able to do a lot of, that has helped us. So we don't have to seek the money for that. We just have to do the activities, and that has been actually very successful so far.
What's the level, where are fishers at? Are they a little stressed, significantly frustrated, okay, when it comes to the first months of managed access?
Our fishers have been complaining, you know, anecdotally. They've been telling you that conchs not there like me there before, fish not there like me there before, lobster, all of our commercial species not exist like in grandpa days or even in pa days or even in earlier days. So for them, it's a little bit frustrating when they go out for them bread and butter, and none of them to pay electricity bills, to pay school fees,
They pay the fuel when they take to go out there.
to pay the fuel where you take to go out there. But our job really is to ensure, one, that the resources are there sustainably, are used sustainably, that we enforce the rules, and we also have to maintain a good relationship with our stakeholders. In managed access, the more important stakeholder is the fisherman. So we have to make sure we keep an open line with them, we educate them, we seem to be fair, we try to be as fair as possible. You're not there to take food out of man's mouth, you're there to conserve the marine resources. And as long as we have a good understanding, then we have a good relationship.
To add to that, what Ms. Arani said, I think the inception of managed access was a bit challenging for them because it's a new process, it's getting them used to it. However, at this point in time, with all the education, the awareness that have been carried out by the different conservation organizations, I think they understand the reason for managed access, and it's I think they're at this point that they know that it's their it is their role to ensure that they are involved with the managed access activities and the rollout, so that at the end of the day, it is saving their the future of their livelihoods.
Actually, no, sorry to cut you across.
Do it!
Tomorrow, I was telling you, we have a managed access forum, and we've had at least 3 of those forums where we have all the fishers from this area are invited to where we have the forum. This time it's in Dangriga. I invite you to come out. You could talk to some of the fishers. They have an opportunity to air out some of their concerns, to hear updates about managed access and about the protected areas. The fisheries department is there, C is there for sit down with the fisherman and listen to what they got to say.
Great. We are going to have some of the fisher folk come on the show, live and direct, in fact. But I think, you know, the challenge is that the nature of a person that takes up fishing is, you know, it's like it's not a collective process. It's like it's almost you're out there, wide open sea, you're by yourself. They become very comfortable by themselves, with their camp, with their peoples, and so for there to be effective change and effective and informed, and for their input to be registered, which I think is a high priority with any process, they have to be operating as a collective. They have to be empowered by their numbers. And I've seen over the years where that has been a challenge to try to get fishermen to go to a meeting or to become a part of an association. But I've seen that change. I don't know if that is the experience that you've been having down here in the south.
Fishermen for us, one of our more important stakeholders, are also very contentious, and they don't hold back how they feel. They make you know today and now. Organizing them and having them come out, it hasn't been much of a challenge. It's really going into new areas. The reality is, foresee our stakeholder communities, the communities that we have a good rapport with would be Hopkins, Samebite, Independence, and so on. There's a big number of fishers right here in Dangriga that we have had the challenge of tapping into and learning who the fishers are, inviting them to the forums and so on. So,
but there's no an association here.
There is no an association here, and they seem to be very vocal. They have come out to our forums. They have participated in managed access education sessions. So we look forward to tomorrow's forum with them.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. And you guys will be at the Reef Fair as well?
Absolutely, Mo.
Tell us about that, because we want to make sure that we come out and full up the park, right, on Friday.
Reef Fair is about the education and outreach. Beautifying the reef. The reef is something that we need to own and we need to be stakeholders and stewards of. And so the Reef Fair is a wonderful opportunity for all the organizations, conservation organizations, stakeholders, and so on, be able to come out, learn about the reef.
Go ahead, Erin.
To come out, learn about the reef, and learn about what conservation organizations do in terms of preserving the reef, preserving our marine resources, and so on. It's a wonderful experience, a lot of activities happening. So for your own education, Dangriga, please come out to the Reef Fair this weekend.
So quickly add to what Ms. Arena said, please Environmental Association booth, we will have different items on sale, such as T-shirts, and the revenues from that goes directly back into our protected areas. So please come and support a conservation organization.
No, I have mentioned about the managed access, and we've brought up about the money. What's another pressing challenge in 2018 for C that it has to take on?
So another pressing challenge that we have is actual financial stability for the organization. The fees that we collect at the protected areas only make up a third of what we spend for the year. Our budget is somewhere around $1.6 million. It's very expensive, especially marine protected areas. Fuel is killing. To do patrols is expensive because we pay food, we have to upkeep our ranger stations, we have to upkeep the parks, we have to do our education, we have to do our science. So one of the things that we have to do is find new ways, new methods of getting unrestricted funding to be able to invest that back into protected areas management. So that's what one of our challenges in the upcoming years.
The arrangements with the park management arrangements are solid, and
so far they are. We have co-management agreements, and that has been working out with the government of Belize. We work very well with our partners, the Belize Fisheries Department and the Belize Forest Department as well.
All right. Introduce your next member of your team.
Absolutely. We have Wilbert Castillo. He is a science ranger. He heads some of our science and research. And what we thought of doing this year was to bring out more of the faces of, I'm a face of sea, but we have many faces that actually do the work of protected areas management. Wilbert himself has been on the team of enforcement. I think you have confiscated as well. You've done some of our research.
Yes, I have.
Tell us a little bit of what you do, Wilbert.
So, as Miss Ariane mentioned, I'm one of the science rangers there at sea. So we do many different things. Apart from the science activities that we do surveys every beginning of the month during the full moon. On the first half of the year, we do spawning and aggregations. We do for groupers, we do for snappers. We do commercial fishing surveys, so we monitor all the commercial species that we fish and export every year, so we could get a better sense of the count of the population that is out there. We also do stuff like water quality, coral bleaching, and the list goes on and on when it comes to the science activities. And I also do regular ranger duties and enforcement, so I'm pretty much kind of an all-arounder.
You're a multi-purpose tool. You can do this, do that, you tick all the boxes.
Yeah, you calling me, and if I could do it,
Alright,
I
great.
get it done.
No, I can then ask you both because I know that we spoke about, again, the managed access, the finance. That's one aspect, but you're in the south, and you cannot escape the fact that it puts you close to our borders, and we know that the southern waters have been a place that you have people unlicensed, people from neighboring countries come over who don't play by the rules, who are basically raiding. And that falls under the jurisdiction of C to try to deal with. How big a challenge has that been, and how do you see us moving forward on that?
So Wilbert spoke about the spawning and aggregation, and during the months of March to June every year, during the moon, is an active time for snapper spawning out in Gladden-Split Silk Keys Marine Reserve. So we have incursion from both Honduras and Guatemala coming in at night to fish that area, taking several thousands of pounds almost nightly over to Honduras or Guatemala to sell that. So it's been very much a challenge because our science department, our fishers have seen the fish stocks going down drastically. We have to do sustained enforcement there, and because it's night, we have to ensure that we have protection for our own rangers. So we have engaged the Coast Guard to assist us specifically and especially for the night enforcement. Recently, during one of our first night enforcements for the spawning aggregation season, we had arrested 3 Hondurans. And during the chase that night, they started throwing over all of their product, throwing over their
Oh my.
fuel, throwing over. So we couldn't get much of their product, but we had them there for illegal entry and for illegal fishing in the park. And we know this happens a lot, quite a bit.
You've been out there, Wilbert, on these nights?
To be honest, I have not exactly been on a night patrol, but
You've been in the patrol?
I've been on the patrols and I've saw what these people are fishing out there. And to be honest, I come from way up west. And when I tell you those are fishes, those are fishes. It's not the size that we are used to seeing.
They're cleaning house.
They're cleaning everything.
And the enforcement is really challenging. Because
It
what
is.
happens? What happens when somebody is found in violation of, say, at Gladden Split? What happens? I mean, is it enough for it to be a deterrent? I mean, if you're just going to be somehow you end up back, you get your boat, you come back, within a week you're back here taking the same fish. I mean, the incentive is too high, especially at this time in Easter in these communities, to not, somebody said you go to the markets in Honduras and Guatemala, that be easy and fish today.
That's true. So my personal belief is the consequences are not strong enough. So you get off easy, you pay a small fine, and before you know it, you're back out again. You could make way more money doing illegal stuff and pay off your consequences than trying to do it legal.
And that's why C supports the passing or the advancing of the new fisheries bill that will address the fines and fees for some of the illegal fishing and so on that happens. As it stands now, without the bill, the fines are really small. Better you just go out there and do it and take your chances than you actually come in for a license. Unfortunately, that's the case. Unfortunately, in the case of the 3 Honduran fishers, when there is a case of illegal entry, we arrest them, we take them in, and they have to go to court. By the time they've gone to court and made their plea, they pay their fine and literally leave that very same day.
And there's no confiscation aboard.
Oh yes, they
There's that.
confiscate their boat and their engine.
But that is
But
still
that's
not
still not a deterrent. These resources are out there like that, man. Fish they're out there like that, apparently.
it's a small price to pay
Absolutely.
to take home a bounty.
Absolutely. After that arrest, I spoke to our enforcement department and I asked them how much money they carry home for the night. When I do one set of night fishing, we estimated it at somewhere between $7,000 and $10,000 Belize dollars
For a night.
for a night.
Not a bad night of work.
I figured it ain't the wrong business. I don't know.
No, it's not a bad night of work. But that just kind of gives the people a sense of
Right.
what the magnitude of the problem
Absolutely.
is.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of work, limited resources. You have to spend maybe, I don't know what percentage of your time, just finding the resources to finance the work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's challenging.
Yeah.
But we love the work we do, Moz. And we wouldn't do anything else. We all love it.
Well, it's important work, and we salute you. You're on the front line of taking care of our marine wealth,
Thank you.
and that means a lot. Because that we're talking here about when that is unable to provide opportunities for Belizeans, you're talking here about a level of desperation notched up. Because economic survival is so important, and the reef plays such a part, and the resources that it protects is so significant a factor in the lives of Belizeans that we don't have a problem in dedicating my entire week to it, even though there are sexier issues to deal with that would make for a more sensational conversation. But at the end of the day, when you really go to count it up, and the truth is in the numbers, the reef make people live.
Absolutely.
And because it does, we have to defend it. We have to protect it. We can't neglect it.
Absolutely.
That's what the team says. So, happy Reef Week, see?
Thank you so much,
Irene,
Moz.
Robert, Petrona, it's great having you guys on.
No problem. Anytime, Moz.
It has been a pleasure.
Great, and if the weather is okay, maybe our team gets to see Laughing Bird Key.
Absolutely.
Apparently, we have some people who don't trust Lee Waves, so
Oh, come on, if you could make it that starts soon in a north. Laughing Bird can't be
Hey,
nothing.
man, that not do we're going, you know?
Can't be a beautiful rain.
Hey, hey, steady on yourself, Creme Crew. All right, we want to take a break. We'll be back with more WB right after this. Wake up Lee's Morning Vibes, first morning of Reef Week 2018. Check, check. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, and it's our first morning celebrating Reef Week 2018. Coming to you live from, of course, Griga, Dan Griga, culture capital. You know it, you're familiar. We're very delighted to be here. We are at the 20 Garifuna Resort, and well, just done knock off only ginger and honey. That was nice. Respect. The love they are us, no? Alright. It's it's always kind of tough. Reef Week usually comes as a part of the whole budget discussion, debate. In this particular time, it comes when our community, our nation, our home has been rattled by violence in various monstrous forms. There's a level of grief, there's a level of anger, there's a level of frustration. So that is real. And this weekend was no easier, made it no easier. It didn't provide us with any respite. It, in fact, just took it to another level. And I think that these are issues which we have spent a lot of time talking about. At the same time, we have to look at what we confront when it comes to the protection and the utilization of our marine wealth, because on a daily basis, what the sea gives us, what the reef gives us, makes a difference in people's level of desperation. We know, yes, about big time, 5-star, condominium tourism, because of people's interest to come here and snorkel, scuba dive and all of that. But the lives that are impacted, a fisherman we left out this morning, one fly fisher, tour guide, it really gives them something to hold on to in the middle of a intense economic storm. So that is what we face. I think we have a call. I hope it's a call that's going to go on. WB, good morning. Good morning. We do have a live straight line at 610-4770. If you want to go on and engage in a conversation, we are, at least right now where I'm sitting, we are short on time. We have very limited time remaining in this conversation, and it seems like the weather might be getting a little bit damp again, so we might be running inside in a short time. But we want you to join us from Dangriga. Because of some little technical hiccups, we've been unable to show you a lot of bumper shots of where we are. As doorways, we have nets out, we have obviously fishing trips going out, key trips going out on this Tuesday morning. It's the 13th of March, and it's a time when, you know, there's a lot of activity on the waters, no? So that's how it goes. If you want to jump in with the time we have remaining, you can link with us. The number 610-4770. We want to remind you that you need to listen on the phone. You can't listen to us through your computer. You can't listen to us through your television. You can't listen to us through your radio. You have to listen to it through the phone. That's the only way it's going to work. All right? And throughout the week, of course, we're going to have other guests come on, just as we did today. And then it all culminates on Friday. The Reef Fair is going to be right here in Dangriga, where we're at the Aleo Beni Park, where all these marine conservation organizations will be having an outreach for students, for community residents, uh, everybody. It's a family-oriented event. There's going to be a lot of information shared, a lot of knowledge is going to be available. We don't want our Griga brothers and sisters to miss that opportunity. And of course, throughout the week we as well, we're going to be incorporating a lot of Griga legions will be coming on this set to talk to us about the Griga experience and the reef. So we don't want you to miss out on any of that. It's fun to come to these communities, to have this 1 week out of the studio. Absolutely is. And to talk about the reef is something we enjoy doing. But we also see it more as a duty because of the importance we are very convinced the reef has on Belizean lives. So that's why we do it. At this point in time, we've got to just thank all of our special sponsors who are making Reef Week WB in Grigadang possible. Enough respect to them. We got enough respect, but let me take this call. WB, good morning.
Good morning, Maud. Hello, Maud?
Yes, good morning.
This is Sandra Coy.
Good morning, Miss Coy.
I just want to make a comment, two quick comments, that it's not only there's an area in which all of us depend on the reef, and that is the defense against geographical dangers, such as hurricanes and tsunamis. That is for all of us. We all depend on the reef to save us from those things. So I just wanted to make that comment.
And you said you had a second comment, Miss Coy? All right, I think thank you very much for that comment. Somebody else was trying to call in. You could probably call us back, 610-4770. WB, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Can I get on the air?
You're live on the air, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Hello?
Yes, you're live on the air, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning. I heard the lady from BTIA spoke about a beach cleanup on Thursday. I'd like to know what time and where.
All right, it's going to be in the morning. It's in front of the Alejo Beni Park here in Griga. You're calling us from Griga?
Yes, sir. I'm calling from Griga.
I love that. I respect that. We want you to come out to the fair on Friday as well, my brother.
Yes, man. We'll be there. So I just want to know exactly
all right, well,
what time in the morning.
Well, I will get that information for you, and sometime tomorrow in the show I will mention it, okay?
All right, sir. Thanks very much, and congratulations. I welcome you and your team to be in beautiful TheMadrocka, man.
Thank you, my brother.
All right, sir. Good morning.
We're happy for that Griga, the whole crew, you know. At this point in time, we're out of time, and we want to thank the entire team back home. Marco, Christy. Remember Christy and Russ? Remember Christy? We never want up on the beach side. Yeah, never want them with the way. You get chicken pat, he eat up with fish patties. That not doing nothing this morning. You don't know where we're going to knock down right now, Christy. Don't talk to me about no patties. Respect to the patties, respect to Le Petit for providing us with grub on a daily basis. Respect to JCR Zoo, engineer at Creme Radio, making sure everything is right. To the crew out here, Mr. Cliff, Harlan, Ras, Sharon joining us on the later end. It's a lot of moving parts, but we're going to figure it out. Natalie, who's the coordinator of our Reef Week coverage, Natalie, large up yourself. Respect is due. Belizeans, want to thank you all for being here with us. We want to invite you back from Grigadang tomorrow morning if everything is working, all parts, they connect. You know, these things sometimes change their mind, but we don't know. But if all parts connect, if we connect tomorrow morning, we're going to come again from Griga, 6:30, Linkwood Way. Belizeans, as always, stand strong, stand firm. For now, we go!